So something that's been on my mind, because a lot of people have been responding to some of the videos I've made and saying, oh, your advice is incomplete. You can't just tell people who are suffering from major self-esteem problems, just, be yourself, and then people will, and then you'll somehow be okay in relationships and life. And I actually agree very strongly that it is incomplete advice. It's not enough on its own. I don't think it's bad advice on its own, but like in of itself, but you do need more than just that to subsist on. But there is this flip side, I think, where people say this thing of if you if you have high self-esteem, it will naturally help you to be better liked and to get along with people better. And while I wouldn't say that this is exactly untrue, there's this bad way that it can be taken. And it's a way that I used to take the advice when I was younger, where I would misunderstand it to mean that whenever I wasn't feeling very good about myself, it meant that the people around me would like me less, and that if I was having troubles or feeling bad about myself, I had to hide it, or the people around me would stop caring about me. Which is terrible it's a terrible mindset, because if anything, the times when you are feeling bad about yourself are the times when you probably need to reach out to the people around you the most, and to not necessarily to tell them about what's happening with you, but even just spending time with others can have a positive impact on your emotional life. But you miss out on that if you think that you can only be around people when you're feeling good about yourself. And, you know, it creates this problem, I think, deeper down, where you end up feeling like people still can't really accept who you are, or accept you for your problems, or regardless of your problems. You end up feeling like they're only accepting this image of perfection and of high self-esteem that you're putting out. And I see that as being really, really dangerous. And so basically, I guess, within myself, I think, what is the answer to this? And I think the answer might be, if you can, I think, first of all, try to refuse to accept the company of people who cannot accept that you sometimes will feel bad about yourself. Um, you know, just yesterday I was talking with an old friend of mine, and he was telling me about how he has this female friend who went out on a date with a guy that she had met online, and he was simping her. He was, doing the thing of just agreeing with everything she was saying, and um her response was utterly unsympathetic. Her response was not, oh, poor guy, he needs to, I'll help him to feel better about himself. Her reaction was judgment. Her reaction was to boot him out of her life. And I feel like this kind of response is not helpful, but not only that, I think it points to a deeper insecurity within each person, where they think that in order to be loved and accepted, you have to be strong, which I don't think should be a fundamental requirement, because I think there are moments and places in which every single person alive has weakness, and if you only accept people and can feel accepted so long as you have strength and they have strength, then you know what I mean? There has to be this point at which people will turn their back on you just because you're having problems, or you'll turn your back on people just because they're having problems. And that means that every relationship you participate in, or friendship, or anything else, will be inherently unstable. It'll be inherently weak. And I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's good for anybody. So I think that, yes, we do need to perhaps get better at being empathetic with people who behave in ways that perhaps to us can seem cringy, or to us can seem worryingly sensitive, or, you know, I would say don't take it upon yourself to necessarily fix the person or counsel them through their problems, but at the very least, I think the acceptance you offer others ends up also being the degree of acceptance you can offer yourself. So Perhaps instead of looking for how can I make people like me, you can also look for how can I better like others? How can I better accept others? And I think the natural byproduct of that is that as you learn the extent to which you can accept others, you will become better at feeling accepted within yourself.